So yeah, a very warm welcome to everyone this afternoon. Warm greetings from Portsmouth on the south coast of the UK. I understand some of you may have friends, colleagues studying with us already. We do have a strong and Czech community here in the city of Portsmouth, and we've worked with Unilink for quite a while now. We have a really close relationship. So I would say the first step, if any of you guys are interested in coming to the UK or coming to Portsmouth, is to make that appointment with the Unilink team, and they'll be able to help you with the full application process. So to give you an overview, I'm Jonathan. I'm from the university's international office. I've been here now over 7 years. I'm not originally from Portsmouth, but I've had the pleasure of living here. I'm from the north of the country originally, where it's a lot colder. And yeah, I'm very, very happy to be living on the south coast. I mean, some of the reasons lots of people move to Portsmouth, it's a small, compact city. It's not a very expensive city. There's lots of opportunities. It's the number one entrepreneurial city in the UK. And also, we have London on our doorstep. Okay, so we're our own city outside of London, but we have the big advantage of having London just an hour away. So these are some of the unique points about Portsmouth, which I'll delve into a little bit more in this presentation. Okay, there's a lot of things going on in Europe, in the UK at the moment with regards to changes, Brexit, COVID, etc. It's almost the perfect storm of complications. So I'll hope to demystify some of those doubts as well, clarify what's going on for students starting this year, for starting next year. And any questions that you guys have, please put them in the chat box at your convenience. So I will talk about some of these changes, but then I want to talk about specifically how you can add value to your degree at the university. You're going to be talking to and listening to a lot of university representatives today. So I wanted to make sure we offer you something a little bit different that's going to give you something special to take away rather than just hearing. You need these requirements to get in. It will cost this amount, which are very important points. But I wanted to give you something a little bit different as well. So if you haven't been to Portsmouth before, you can see us there where the tower is on the south coast, right in the middle of the south coast, which is, I mean, geographically a perfect location to study because it's cheaper than any of the bigger cities. We're very close and well connected to France, connected to the north of Spain by ferries, leaving Portsmouth on a daily basis. But you can get into central London and to the big airports within about an hour's time from our campus as well. The seaside is about a 10-minute walk from campus and from the city centre. And yeah, our campus is a city centre campus. It's not a campus in the middle of nowhere in a field like you may find with some universities, but our university is really integrated in the city centre, which means you have everything close by and you can walk from A to B from your accommodation. It should not take more than 5 minutes to walk to class in the morning. And yeah, Portsmouth's actually a completely flat city, which is really good. There's no big hills to walk up or cycle up. So we have a big cycling culture in Portsmouth. Lots of cycling lanes, and yeah, it's easy to get around, which of course also saves you money. So a big point, and you should ask this of all the universities that you speak to today or at any other point when you're making your decision. What are the fees going to be? Because post-Brexit, the fees have gone up to international levels now for EU students. So each university will have its own response to this. Some will just charge international fees. Some will give a partial scholarship, perhaps. In Portsmouth, I'm very pleased to confirm that we are keeping home fees for EU students that are starting this year. So in this September, October, if you're starting your course with us, you are guaranteed to get that £9,250 tuition fee, the home equivalent. Students starting in the future, hopefully this will be confirmed in the next few months as well. So anyone starting in 2022, 2023 as well will be able to confirm that soon. But the main thing to take away is that at Portsmouth, you'll get home fees for the full duration of your course, whether that's a 3-year course, 4-year course, if you start this year. We can accept the English from your maturita as well. So if you get a grade 2, that'll help you to get on to a bachelor's degree or undergraduate degree, or grade 1 for a master's course. So these are the equivalents, as you can see on screen. Grade 2 equivalent to IELTS 6, Grade 1 is equivalent to IELTS 6.5. For undergrad degrees, from an academic viewpoint, we're usually looking for an overall grade of around 2. And for a master's course, if you've done your bachelor's degree in the Czech Republic, we'd be looking for a grade of around about 2.9, okay, give or take, so more or less. And also important, if you're going on to an undergraduate degree, I mentioned you needed 2 overall, but if you're going on to a science related degree or an engineering related degree, you may need subject specific grades. For example, a grade in mathematics if you're going on to engineering, or a strong grades in 2 sciences if you're going on to marine biology, for example. In terms of our course portfolio at the university, we have 5 main faculties. The most popular one and the largest one is our business and law faculty. In there, we have courses in management, in law, in marketing, digital marketing, and economics, finance, and banking as well. So these courses are very, very popular. And I mean, when talking to students, I always recommend they get their applications in for these ones as soon as possible to ensure you get an offer for it before it's filled. The seats are filled up, let's say. Creative and cultural industries is our arts and media faculty. And in there, you will find courses like architecture, interior design, um, fashion and textiles design, but also things more kind of technical and computer related. So we have courses in CGI and imaging and illustration, graphic design, things like that. And we have a course in film production as well, which again is quite a strong course, more so because we have our own film studio on campus. We have a TV news studio which is run by students. We have a radio studio as well, a radio station on campus that is run by students on our courses as well. So you get this really practical experience which helps to bridge the gap between your studies and getting the job. So you don't turn up on the first day of this dream job that you've worked so hard for and you think, oh my God, I have no practical experience. Where do I begin? We try to bridge that gap as much as possible. Humanities and social sciences, we have courses in psychology, in international relations, in languages, in teaching, translation, things like that. Science faculty, in terms of ranking, is Portsmouth's strength. So in terms of our biology courses, biotechnology, biochemistry, marine biology, these are our strengths in terms of the cold hard rankings of UK universities. Portsmouth's strength is in biology, biological sciences, but also in sports and exercise science. Technology is the ethos of the university, I think. So Portsmouth is a modern university. It was given university status in 1992, but prior to that, it has a long history, particularly in working with the Royal Navy. And the university was initially established in the 1800s to give training to people in the Royal Navy, engineers specifically. So we have a long-standing relationship with people in the Royal Navy. But also a lot of experience in engineering courses and computer science, and then your petroleum engineering, civil engineering, electronic, electrical, and mechanical engineering as well. We also have foundation pathways as well. So if you haven't been able to achieve the grade that we require to get direct entry into year 1, we have other options to assist you in order to ensure that students are successful once they get onto the degree program. As I said, Portsmouth does really well in terms of our graduate employability rates. You're looking at we round that up to 98%. That's our students after they graduate within 6 months either getting a graduate job or progressing to postgraduate study, whether that's a master's degree or a PhD. So that's a really impressive statistic. And in 2017, we're actually number 1 in all of the UK, in the eyes of the Economist magazine, for boosting graduate salaries. And I'll talk about how we do that in some of the upcoming slides, because that is really directly linked to the experience and the opportunities that we provide to our students. All of these things help to develop your CV and to give you that extra shout, like in comparison to your competitors that are all going to be going for the same kind of jobs upon graduation. And we also give full support from our employability service on campus to our graduates as well. So up to 5 years after you finish your course. We have integrated work placements on all of our bachelor's degrees. So that's what we call a 4-year sandwich course. So generally speaking, your bachelor's are 3 years in duration, but then we would add an extra year in between year 2 and year 3. And that makes 4 years in total. Obviously, it's a little bit extra time, and so that can put off some students. But I would really recommend you taking this sandwich year. You get industry experience before you graduate. So again, head and shoulders above the competition. You get paid for the experience, and you start to network within the industry where you plan to work after your degree. So I think all of the benefits are laid out there in black and white. So I would really encourage students to go for these sandwich courses if they're going for a bachelor's degree, or take a postgraduate course that can also provide you with a paid work placement. So if you're staying in the UK or going back to the Czech Republic or wherever it is, you have that more kind of a more interesting and diverse CV that has references from UK employers related to the degree that you're doing. So you already have experience, and this really helps. You know that catch 22, your employer, you go for your first job and they want 22 years of experience, etc. Obviously, this doesn't give you 22 years, but it gives you something to start with, and it gives you the experience. So you'll have examples to draw on when you go for those job interviews, and they ask you about specific scenarios, and you can say, yes, I've done X, Y, and Z, and you have specific things that you can draw on because of this work experience. You can study or work abroad as part of your degree for either one semester or for the full year, which happens in the middle year of your degree, so in year 2. Okay, this can obviously open up new professional and personal opportunities as well. We recommend it. It makes students more well-rounded and kind of open looking as individuals, and employers value this as well. It's an opportunity for you to develop any language skills that you may have or be looking to develop from any kind of stage really in your language learning, and it really helps you to stand out in the job market. Employers are looking for bilingual, trilingual people to help spearhead their global strategies, whether that's in fashion or in engineering or in management or in architecture. Employers are looking for all of these soft skills as well. You work in the university, I mean, you can see some of the opportunities listed here. A big one that some of our Czech students have been involved in the past as well and continue to be involved in is working in our global office. So working in our global office, they get to help us with exhibitions, events like this one today, for example, and they get to welcome delegations that come from overseas to visit the university. They get to help giving tours to prospective applicants, maybe like yourselves if you're to visit, and they get to help with marketing, with admin stuff. And this is a part-time job. So students work between 10 to 20 hours per week and earn a bit of pocket money, and it makes a contribution to their living costs, which is great. Great experience. They really enjoy it, and you get to meet different students from all around the world within the team, but also through welcoming them to the university, which is a really rewarding experience. In terms of work experience, you can see here a few options from business courses, architecture, law courses, things like that. And a frequent question that we get is students going on to things like architecture, going on to fashion programs. How are they going to get a job afterwards, whether it's in the UK or in the Czech Republic? Each of our faculties has its own placement office, and every single course that we deliver at the university we have a list of employers where we send students. I want to emphasize we don't give students these placements on a plate. We can't just deliver it to you, but students have places that we can point them in the right direction to, so you get that experience before you graduate. And then after you have the links, some students get job offers before they graduate from having done so well in their placement, but some it just opens doors. They make connections. They have the experience, and now they have better opportunities. So during your studies, if you want to work, Portsmouth, I think is one of the best places in the UK to come if you want a part-time job, honestly. So if you think about the bigger cities, London, Birmingham, Manchester, the multiple universities, tens of universities in London. So you're looking at huge, huge numbers of students. Portsmouth, we're the only university. So the local businesses really depend on university students in order to succeed. They want young, hardworking, outward looking people to come into their teams. So in Portsmouth, there's a lot of opportunity and less competition, I would say, for part-time jobs. You can earn a respectable wage. I mean, looking at between about £7 on an hour for work, just working in a bar or coffee shop, and just to earn some pocket money, meet new people, expand your network outside of the university, develop your CV, and so yeah, that's definitely something we recommend students do as well. And Portsmouth's a really, really great place to do that. And we're very fortunate as well to have summer schools. So the summer schools take place in Malaysia, Kenya, and China. We also have a new one in India, where you would go and meet our some students from our partner universities in these countries. You would take some cultural classes, language classes whilst you're there, and I'll also do some tourism as well. The cost is subsidized by the university, so the trip in total costs around £1,500 each for each one, and they tend to be around 10 days in duration, so that's really cost effective. And there is actually extra funding support available for some students that may need it. The team that run the summer schools have a Facebook page as well that I'd like to highlight, European International Summer School. So you can log on there and join, get more information. You can see some of the pictures from the previous ones, and I believe some of the students have also written a blog, which you might find interesting. So these are all things that you can add to your CV. You're developing your network inside, but also outside of the university. And these things really, really do add value to your time at the university, not just in the academic side, but in terms of your experience and making sure you get the most out of your year or your 3, 4 years at Portsmouth. Again, something else to develop your CV further, adding value to your time at the university. You can choose from 8 languages in Portsmouth, and you can study right throughout your degree and take it to a really substantial level. And you can do these for free. So this happens usually we have free Wednesday afternoons. So for students to catch up on work or to do research or to get involved with club societies or study a language. And this is free for any student at the university and for staff as well. Excuse me. So yeah, another great way to meet people outside of your kind of traditional networks, people with whom you live, with whom you study already, to meet other people from around the university, but also to develop different parts of your brain, develop your CV more, and give you the best chance of getting that first job that you want after graduation. We also have a global cafe, which is a nice social that happens every week, and that's for students from these language courses to meet up and to practice as well. We also have native speakers coming to these, so you get to hear the native accent. You get to, again, meet different people from around the university, different students you wouldn't have met otherwise, let's say. And yeah, we do social events through our office throughout the full year. We do trips up to Edinburgh to see Edinburgh Castle. We do trips to London for the West End, karaoke nights, parties at Christmas. And we have a special global week as well, where we showcase all of our nationalities that we're ever so proud of at the university. We invite the full university in, and each nationality has their own table at the event. We get to try different cuisines. Some nationalities do traditional dances, things like that. So it's a real celebration of cultures. You could opt to become a course rep as well, representative. So you would be the student voice at these higher level faculty meetings. So when course structures are getting designed, any kind of feedback, anything strategic to do with the delivery of your course, we always have a student rep there from each course to deliver the student voice, to give opinions of your class. So if anyone is having difficulties, particular issues that need to be fed back, these come through the student course rep. And it's a great experience. Again, something fantastic to put on your CV that you've been interacting with higher level management at the university and feeding back. And negotiating, liaising with senior management looks really good and just great experience really for you to take into your plans post graduation. Entrance Student Union, we have over 150 sports clubs, societies. We encourage students to get involved in things that they're interested in, but also to try new things. Cuban salsa, perhaps, the skydiving society. Again, meet different students from around the university that you wouldn't be in touch with otherwise through living with them or studying with them. It's all about your experience, adding value to it, and expanding your network in order to have the best network possible when you graduate, in order to call on it when you need it. And again, otherwise, it's just adds to your experience. And obviously, things like skydiving, um, things like that, learning about the gospel choir or Cuban salsa, breakdancing, things like this, just fun things to get into and adds to your experience, really. To conclude, some further opportunities that I often get asked about for people interested in music, drama. You don't need any formal qualifications to get into these societies. We do have music and drama courses, and some students from them get into the society, but this is for people as well from engineering courses, from architecture courses, from all around the university. So you could get into any of these, or if there's a society that you would have liked to have joined but doesn't exist, you can also get together with like-minded individuals from around the university, and you can apply for funding to start your own society as well. Again, starting your own society is going to look really good on paper to potential employers in the future. We have time for some questions now, but I wanted to draw your attention to some of our online accounts. So I think if you want to look at any of these just to get a bit of a feel for the vibe, how it is in Portsmouth, see how it is as a city, how our campus feels, follow the Instagram account, UOP Global. And that's my colleagues from in our office. They run this with student ambassadors as well. So yeah, you'll get to hear from students about how the university is, and you'll get to see the campus. You get to see how it's a safe place. We're a small, compact place, and yeah, and you can also get in touch via the Instagram account, which is great as well.